Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I asked AI to pretend to be a young professional and throw all its personal finance questions at me. I will be answering one question in today's video. So if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. The very first question it asked was around emergency fund. I'll be putting that up on the screen below right about now. So that's going to be my focus for today. An emergency fund is like a financial must. It acts like a life jacket for when storms kick up in one's life. Basically, it keeps you from going under. And when I say going under, what I mean is being overly dependent on credit facilities to fund your lifestyle. This can easily be overwhelming. A well funded emergency fund becomes a financial safety net in a way. When things go crazy or go astray, the fund can afford you some time to reconsider your situation, essentially assuring your financial stability for some time. So, let me give you an example of what I mean. There was a time where both my car tires had to be changed. Not one, but two had to be changed right then and there. It had to happen immediately because I was very dependent on my car. I needed it to get to work, I needed it to get to other engagements. I did some shopping around and I found out that I had to pay anything between 5,000 to 8,000 Rand for two of these tires. Now, I do not know about you, but I did not have that amount of money sitting around. But fortunately enough for me, I had a emergency savings of about 20,000 Rand saved with my bank at the time. So when I needed to draw from it to replace these car tires, I ended up drawing from it. Now, I'd like to highlight something here. Do you see how the amount of money I had saved up around that time was 20,000 Rand? It wasn't anything too crazy. Now, I know too crazy is really relative, but I really do think that 20,000 Rand is something that is achievable. So at the time, I believe I was earning about 19,000 Rand after tax every month. That was my salary. The general rule of thumb when it comes to emergency fund is that you should save between 3 to 6 months worth of post-tax salary in order to be able to cover any sort of costs. So you have to save that in a low cost, low risk financial product. So for example, a money market unit trust. This works for South African context too. Now bringing it back to my example, you can see how I didn't have the required amount. Based off of the rule of thumb, I was supposed to have anything saved between 57,000 to 114,000 Rand, but I did not. Not quite yet. However, those huge amounts didn't deter me. I still kept diligently saving whatever I could every single month, and it worked. Because when an emergency happened, like both my tires quitting on me, I was able to draw from that fund and cover those expenses. I had something to cover me and tide me over. Half bread essentially is better than none. Imagine if I didn't have anything at all, like nothing at all. My credit card or a personal loan would probably be the next choice I would have to consider making in a situation like that because my tires had to be changed. Choices like that would have set me back, financially speaking. So I would say never underestimate the power of an emergency fund. While I'm still working towards my necessary amount of 57 to 114,000, I try to save in other ways. So for example, in my tax-free savings account, I would like to take advantage of my tax-free savings annual allowance allowed to me, and I also try to invest as well. At my own comfortable pace, I'm touching on whatever I need to in order to ensure I'm giving my future self a boost in any way that I can. Hence, to answer the question, given my personal experience, in this order exactly, I looked at building an emergency fund first. Second, I considered saving and or investing for particular goals I had in mind. So like retiring, and at the time I wanted to further my studies and earn my master's degree, so I saved towards that. Then lastly, I allocated a budget for from my monthly income to spoil myself because life is for the living. So that is that question answered. I really hope that if you had a similar question or the same question, that my response in this video kind of helped you think through maybe how you would answer that or tackle that situation if you were in the same situation I described now. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.